hundreds if it's possible. That's even better. And the idea here is that we want to do them on a commercial basis. So what we do in terms of retrofit needs to pay back. We won't be retrofitting if there is no return. And at the moment, we're looking at paybacks between 5 to 7 years. So everything we'll do needs to be paid back by the savings within 5 to 7 years. Important aspect, we are financing the projects. That's one of the major things. Owners can say, yes, I'm interested to save energy, but I don't have the budget to spend on my buildings for this because that's not my core activity. I'm focusing on other things. So, and that's, in many cases, that's a barrier. Who is going to finance this? And that's why we've been created also, is to be able to finance those projects at the same time so that the owners don't have to bother about either finding a budget from their side or trying to find external financing. So our goals, those have been set by the Dubai Supreme Council of Energy. You see the overall goals that we have, 1.7 terawatt hours of electricity saved by 2030, and that's every year. We have a goal also for water. That results into an objective of 1 million tons of CO2 avoided every year. And the initial study that was made is showing that out of the 120,000 existing buildings, around 30,000 of them can be retrofitted today using our model, meaning that they will have a payback within 5-7 years. They are not too old, because if they are too old, maybe it's better to reconstruct them. And they are not too new also, because very new buildings, normally they should be good. We've seen cases where buildings that have been commissioned a couple of years ago already they're not right in terms of energy. And we've been assessing buildings where already today, after a few years, you can already do a retrofit on energy. But that's something that is quite surprising, but that's something that is happening here in Dubai. So the model we use is called energy performance contracting. And basically, the principle is that we organize, so Etihad is going to organize projects asking energy services companies or ESCOs to come to assess the buildings and to tell us what they can do in those buildings. We're not specifying what they should be doing. Our only objective is to get from them a program of activity and a budget and a saving. So basically, companies will go assess the building. They're going to tell us we can change the lights because they are very old. We can retrofit the chillers because they are inefficient. We can recommission the BMS because it's not working properly. We can do this and this and this. Here is the budget for this, and here is the savings that we can get. And those savings, we're going to ask them to guarantee those savings. And in return, we're going to pay and finance the project. And that's the model that is called energy performance contracting. The ESCOs have to guarantee the savings, and in return, we will pay for the investment, and they are totally free of their own design. That's what they take as a responsibility. Obviously, there is a very important thing, is how do you measure the savings, because when people guarantee savings, then you need to measure that the savings do materialize. For us, it's very key because we link the savings. Those savings, in fact, create a cash flow. The DWA bill is going to decrease. So this creates a cash flow that allows us to repay the financing that we initially took to invest into those buildings. So to measure those savings, we use a methodology and a protocol that is called the IPMVP, International Protocol for Measurement and Verification. That's something that is used everywhere globally, and that is done to really identify, measure the saving, and take into account the variations, because you can't say the savings are going to be the same every year.